That's the full-time whistle. Spurs 0, West Ham United 2. Goals from Brynjarsdóttir and Cissoko give West Ham the 3 points. Spurs remain 7th. West Ham are up to 5th in the WSL.
I think first half performance was very good. We couldn't get the ball over the line though, unfortunately. And then we started off poorly in the second half and cost us really. And we didn't turn the game around after that point. So disappointing second half performance for sure.
It's a massive win. West Ham Tottenham's never an easy game, but to come out on top is massive for every single one of us.
Welcome back to the channel. Hope you're all keeping well. So today I'm here at the Breyer Group Stadium, the home of Leyton Orient Football Club. Here in East London, it is absolutely freezing cold. It is -1. I'm here to watch Spurs women take on West Ham United women. This is how Spurs line up this afternoon against West Ham. Ashley Neville is on the bench. Ever present so far this season, played all 7 and in the starting lineup today. Godolski, Turner, Bartrip, Spence and Summerlin. So going into today's game, Spurs are 7th in the Women's Super League table. We have won 3 and we have lost 4. We have 9 points. And just above us are West Ham. They are in 6th. They have played 2 games more. They have played 9. They have won 4 and they have lost 5. They have a goal difference of -5. They have 12 points. Their top goal scorer so far this season is Asayi, who has 4 goals and also has 2 assists to her name. Ashley Neville is Tottenham's joint leading goal scorer in the WSL so far this season with 3 goals and 2 assists. And Drew Spence also has 3 goals to her name so far in this league campaign. As I mentioned earlier, Spurs have won 3 games in the WSL so far this season. The wins have come against Leicester City, Brighton Hove Albion and Liverpool. So 19 minutes gone, it is still 0-0 here at the Breyer Group Stadium in this London derby. After just 15 minutes, Summerlin with an effort from 25 yards went just over the bar and Spence went close as well, fired a low shot which was well held by the West Ham goalkeeper Arnold. 27 minutes gone now, Bartrip just went close, swinging in a dangerous corner into the box. Spence and Cho were inches away from connecting, but West Ham cleared yet again. I've got to say, actually, West Ham have been excellent defensively, clearing and blocking everything that Tottenham have put at them. The West Ham women are currently managed by former Tottenham Hotspur player Paul Konchesky. Of course, he played for us whilst on loan from Charlton Athletic during 2003. 15 appearances for Spurs, 12 in the Premier League and 3 in the League Cup. He was the assistant manager at West Ham Women last season and he took the manager's job in the summer of 2022. 3 minutes added time, still 0-0. Referee Richie Watkins has just pointed to the spot. Cho with a clumsy challenge on West Ham's Longhurst, brought down, pointed to the spot, and now Brynjarsdóttir has stepped up to take this penalty. She's put it wide. That is now half-time. Tottenham Hotspur women 0, West Ham United women 0. Of course, Brynjarsdóttir has just missed that penalty moments before the half-time whistle. Spurs have had chances in this first half and haven't taken them. "48 minutes gone, West Ham United have taken the lead. Brynjarsdóttir has got the goal. She certainly didn't make any mistakes with this one, blasting past Becky Spencer in the Tottenham Hotspur goal. A double change here. Rhian Skinner is making 2 subs. It looks like fans' favourite Ashley Neville is coming on for Tottenham. Spurs boss Rhian Skinner is making another double change for Tottenham Hotspur women. "85 minutes gone and West Ham have doubled their lead. Cissoko running on and chipping the goalkeeper, Becky Spencer. Becky Spencer did get a hand to it, but she couldn't prevent it hitting the back of the net. And the full-time whistle goes. Tottenham Hotspur 0, West Ham United 2. Tottenham Hotspur women remain 7th in the WSL table, and West Ham climb up to 5th. Spurs had 59% possession in the game to West Ham's 41%. We had 14 shots to West Ham's 10. Tottenham Hotspur had 2 shots on target to West Ham's 3. Spurs had 7 corners to West Ham's 4, and fouls, Spurs 7 and West Ham 11. Now Spurs have got another very busy week coming up on Wednesday. Spurs are back here at the Breyer Group Stadium, the home of Leyton Orient Football Club, as we take on Everton, 7 p.m. kickoff. And then on Sunday at St Mary's Stadium, we take on Southampton, 12 noon kickoff in the Continental League Cup. And then after these 2 games, after next week, Spurs will then have a 1-month break, where they will then face Aston Villa away on the 14th of January. Now in the first 45 minutes, Spurs had a number of opportunities but just failed to put the ball in the back of the net. And of course we rode our luck at the end of the first half with West Ham United missing a penalty. It seemed to be a very different performance in the second half for West Ham United. Of course, they started the half extremely well. In the 48th minute, Brynjarsdóttir blasting past Becky Spencer, putting them 1-0 up. And then 5 minutes from time, Cissoko making it 2-0. They are now up to 5th in the Women's Super League. Spurs remain 7th. Now let's talk to the managers and get their thoughts on today's game. Rhian, thoughts on today's game?
I think first half performance was very good. We couldn't get the ball over the line though, unfortunately, and then we started off poorly in the second half and cost us really, and we didn't turn the game around after that point. So disappointing second half performance for sure.
How would you describe the season so far?
I think it's been up and down. You know, honestly, you just need to look at the results to see that. I think collectively we've shown some really good spells of what we're capable of, but not consistently, and that's why we're not getting the results that we want at the moment.
Another very busy week coming up though.
Yeah, of course. So, you know, we've got to move on. We've got to make sure that we reflect on it and move on, ready for Wednesday night, and make sure that we do better for 90 minutes.
And then just going into the first half, you had some really good chances and you failed to convert them, and then obviously conceding the penalty. Do you feel that towards the end of the first half you felt there was more the instant belief that you could get something in the second half despite the penalty miss towards the end?
Well, I thought we were poor the few minutes after the penalty actually, so half-time came at a good time, but positive conversation at half-time, and ultimately we've done a lot of things right in the first half, so we wanted to just keep that going in the second half. But we started too slow, too complacent, and you know, essentially we got what we deserved in that moment.
And then after the goal, I think it's some other good chances as well, and then trying to bring a few substitutes on, because we saw in the last game against Reading that when you brought substitutes on in the last game, you performed much better and you could have got something out of it. Is that what the expectation it was?
The squad's a very good squad. We're just not pulling it together at key moments in the game, and that's something that's obviously caused us a few problems, and it's something we're trying to work on. So we'll keep doing that, and we'll keep utilising the strengths of the players that we've got and the skill set that we have to try and keep improving performances to try and get results, and that's all we can really do at this point.
And how are you looking to probably improve the defensive shape against the kind of the run of play like we saw for the second goal and how Cissoko scored? So how are you looking to really improve that for the next game?
Well, I think, you know, ultimately it should never have come out of the box in those moments. So we've not made some decisions that we could have done to affect that more than what we did. But you know, with obviously from a mentality perspective, is trying to get back into the game, and so I think we switched off on our defensive security at that moment, and definitely that's something that we'll look at. But you know, there was definitely ways in which we could have avoided that from evolving for sure. So.
And what's any key positives you can take from today's game?
I just think the first half performance and how many goal scoring opportunities we created was positive. and I think we were quite resilient in the first half up until the penalty situation. But obviously it was a let-off at that moment, but I think we've got to start the second half much better, like both halves really. So we've had it flipped around both ways, so we've got to make sure we start the start of every half better than what we have done today.
Yeah, good.
With goals, it's been a struggle to sort of get them. Is there anything for it? Is it just like one day it's going to click? Is that kind of an issue?
Well, we've obviously had an opportunity a game when we played Brighton where it's clicked, and in training it's really positive all the time, and it's just not converting over, and there's a little bit of frustration creeps in naturally there with players, you know, when that starts to evolve the longer a game goes on. But it's just something that we've got to keep building sort of the mental capacity of, really, that it happens in games and you just got to keep believing till the end, and I think when we get to that point we'll be in a much better position.
Do you think that confidence, like in getting the goals in, is it gonna, like, you know, there's about a month now until the next game for the league, how are you going to make sure that they can stay confident and not get frustrated by the goal?
Well, I just think we've just got to keep working every game. We've still got 2 games before the Christmas break, and so obviously that's something to pick ourselves up for, ready to go into Wednesday night back here again. So we've got another opportunity to try and put that right.
And then Rosella, she came in, she got her second start, I think, after the last one. How do you kind of rate her performance? Because first half she was everywhere.
Yeah, she's really proactive in terms of her pressing, and I think that she's worked really hard. Obviously we've got a huge amount of different skill sets within the squad, and Nikki came in and tried to impact the game as well with her presence, and so, you know, it's good that we've got players come back in that are more available to us now that weren't necessarily available for the biggest chunk of the season. Really, we've been managing a lot of minutes and a lot of people, so it's good that we're getting back to that point. We just need to make sure that whoever's in that role, and wide players as well, you know, we're essentially just being more effective in the final third.
And last one, but going into the end of this year, you said you've got 2 more games left. Is this where you wanted the squad to be? Sort of, where do you kind of gauge all this?
What in what context?
So it's the end of the year now, so you got probably like the next half of the season.
Yeah.
Is this where you wanted the squad to be in terms of, you know, like where it is, I guess, just like in confidence, where they are on the table, that kind of thing?
Well, I think we said from the start that we're trying to be better than what we were last year. There's still a long way to go in the season. I don't think we're exactly where we want to be right now. I think obviously in terms of performances being up and down, exceptional at times, not necessarily getting a result when we've done that, but then dropping off last weekend wasn't good enough for us. So we obviously have to get some level of consistency really in our performances, and then I'll be feeling like we're moving a little bit more in the right direction. Thanks.
Great stuff.
Thank you.
Thanks, guys.
Take it away from me, it's not about me, it's about that team in there. Like you say, it's a massive win. West Ham Tottenham's never an easy game, but to come out on top is massive for every single one of us.
So what was you thinking when Howell went forward? Because obviously traditionally a defender. Were you panicking a little bit, or did you?
I probably can't tell you online what I was thinking, but yeah, at first I was thinking, where is she going? But listen, Howell's got that in her. It's been a long time coming for her, and I'm really pleased for her and the team that she gets a goal, but we scored 2 and we keep a clean sheet.
Yeah. Obviously this is the last game before the Christmas break in the league. How are you preparing for the Conti? Because obviously we want to go top of our group to progress.
Listen, we're prepared like we do every game. We want to win every game we play. So this week it'll be tough. It'll be a tough session for the girls this week, preparing for Brighton next week, because we want to go, like you say, we want to go through at top. I think we need a point, but we want to get 3. So we want to end the season, half the season, on a high, which hopefully that will end next week.
And finally, do you have a message for the West Ham fans in this halfway point now?
Yeah, really appreciate your support. I know it means a lot to me and to the girls to keep going. We're showing what we can do, and hopefully the second half will be much better.
After the loss to Liverpool last week, you said that you wanted more consistency in the game. First half, second half felt like 2 kind of different things. But obviously, I guess it's better that the second half was better than the first. So.
Yeah, I agree. First half we weren't at the races, or Tottenham was good, but I think my girls dug in to stay in the game. We changed their shape again second half, and I thought we was fantastic. I think from the start of the second half to the end, I thought there was only one team that was going to win, and the girls, they dug in well, and like I say, 2 goals, clean sheet, missed penalty, so we're happy in there, so we go into the break all happy.
What was your reaction at the missed penalty? Did you think, oh crap, that's it? Is that it?
Listen, you see the best of people miss penalties, and to be fair to my captain Dagny, that she don't normally miss, so she was probably a little bit down, but she goes and gets a goal in the second half, which is a massive bonus for her.
And last one, the conversation at the half. What did you sort of tell them, or was there like a message that you gave them, or was it just a change of form, Lisa Evans coming in?
I think the message was we weren't great. We stayed in the game at 0-0, so now we can turn it around, change the shape to probably what the girls know a little bit more. Made it obviously a sub with Lisa coming on, and we didn't change much. Our game plan didn't really change. Like I say, we try and play on the front foot, and I think second half we started how we should have started the first half.
Yeah.
And we get a goal, and I think the girls get confidence, and when you score goals you get confidence, and keeping the ball out of one end and scoring in the other is a massive bonus.
And last one, sorry. This is the last league game before the Christmas break. Looking at the first half of the season, is this where you wanted the squad to be? You're 5th in the table at the moment, and you're 4 points off City.
I'll probably say I want to be top, but
yeah.
No, listen, I don't know where you would want to put it. We won a better last year, so however we get there, we'll get there. But sitting 5th right now, I think we've done a fantastic job, but we can't lie on that. We will have a break. The girls deserve a good break, and we'll have to go again. And listen, we've got a tough start to January, and we'll be ready to go, and hopefully we can pick up a lot more points.
Good luck.
Yeah, and just to add to that, for how Sissoko's got for the second goal. I remember from the reverse fixture last season at the Hive, she got sent off. How important was that goal for her, and maybe obviously for the team today? And of course, we've seen the reverse fixture. She got sent off. She conceded the penalty, and I know you drew the reverse fixture. How important it was to score this goal, and when she did?
I don't really want to talk about last year because it's a different year for Hawa. So Hawa's been fantastic for us. Obviously, she's had a tough start to the season, but every time she's played, she's been fantastic. And we don't really care who scores. But I'm pleased that Hawa scored. That she does deserve it, but she keeps them at the other end. So that's her job, to keep them at the back of the net, and not to go and score them. But to be fair, she's done both today, so it's fantastic for her.
And how pleased were you with the defensive shade today? I think defensively, with Kate Longhurst showing her experience today. We saw Fisk, even Cissoko today were absolutely brilliant. So how proud were you with the defensive shape today?
Yeah, second half, really proud. I think that's been my back four for most of the season when I played in the 4, and I think all 4 of them was fantastic along with the goalkeeper. But like I say, we're a team, so it starts on the front, and Claudia came in today and she works her socks off. But it goes back to the Mako as well. So the 11 of them, whoever come onto the pitch, that was fantastic.
And you don't maybe score as much scores as you initially like, but are you looking to probably maybe improve that in the second half of the season?
Yeah, we'd like to. But I'd take a win every game. I'd win 1-0 every game. So if we win football matches, that's all that matters.
That's fine, mate. Thank you.
Thank you.